Thank you. 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 Is that it? Okay. No, I'm not. I'm really not. Mama God said, because of your faithfulness, He's about to reward you. Now, I have no idea what that means. I'm just saying. All right. Uh, I'm trying to get to this. We're still talking about if I can't say it, I can't have it. And I got a funny feeling we're going to be here for the rest of the month, maybe even February, because of what's happening in this year. God is doing something so amazing in this year that it's so simple, it's hard to believe. If I want it, all I got to do is say it and watch it happen. That's anyhow. Anyhow, anywho, as they say, whatever they say, I don't care. That's a hard concept to just take. If I really want it, all I got to do is say it, and it happens. And here's the interesting part. It's always been that way. It's always been that way. Take an inventory of your life and look at it. Just look at your entire life. Look at everything you have in your life right now. And I promise you, as you look in that time span of your life, you're going to find a spot where you said what you got. I find that amazing that all I got to do is say it. And right now, I don't know about you, but I'm kicking myself because I could be a lot further along if I would have said a lot of other things. So the things I said that I didn't really need and I didn't really want, I got to work my way through that. I got to change that plan. It's just amazing. But all right, so let's really get into this. I'm gonna do my best to teach this morning because I've been thinking about this for the last 3 weeks, and I've been running this over in my head. Write this down somewhere. Belief is a switch. Belief is a switch. It's something you turn off. You never turn it on, but you turn it off. Belief is a switch. It's a switch. It's a switch. It's a switch. Here's why I say it's a switch. Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, tell me where the switch at. I said, I can't tell you that. It's innate. You're born with it. When we're born, we automatically believe. We believe any and everything. We never think about it. We never question it. It was told to us, okay, that's the way it is. We believe it. But then we start being trained by worldly systems, worldly order, and worldly structures. And now we start, I don't know about that one. Now we start flipping switches off. So by the time we get old enough to become accountable for our actions, we have turned off the switch of belief. And now we're picking and we're choosing what we want to turn it on for. And the word of God is always in the off position. So because it's always in the off position, now we go through life struggling, trying to get what we want and what we need. And all we really have to do is go back and flip the switch on. But we don't know how to flip the switch on. I asked this question yesterday. Pastor and I was riding around, and I asked her, I said, how you turn the belief switch on? She immediately started talking to me about faith. And I say, I got it. Everything you're saying is right. But that's not how you turn the switch on. So I sent a text to my mentor. I said, okay, tell me how to turn this belief switch on. He replies, you can. It's always on. You just operate in doubt and unbelief. I say, well, hold up. If I'm operating in doubt and unbelief, that means my switch is off. Unbelief means the switch is off. I don't believe it, so it's off. He said, I hate talking to you. I say, well, I'm being as plain as I can be. If I'm operating in unbelief, is my switch off or is it on? He say, you're right, but I'm going to stick to what I say. You're just still operating in unbelief. Okay, well, how do I turn this switch on? Let's go back to the original question. And here's the answer God gave me when I asked that. I asked everybody after God gave me the answer, because I'm like, God, I don't get it. I get it, but you know how you get something and then you really don't get it? I'm like, I got it, God, but I don't know. So I asked Rosé, I asked my mentor, and I meditated some more. Here's the answer. How do you turn off your light switch? I said, I go to the switch and I just flip the button. He said, well, then that's how you turn it off. And if you can turn it off that way, you can turn it on that way. I said, it can't be that simple. He said, it is. There is no place in the Word. If you find a place, please come tell me. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. I have not seen a place in the Word where it says, this is the process to learn how to believe. Or this is how you turn your belief on. This is how you turn your belief off. I haven't read that. Everything I hear Jesus says, he says, only believe. If you believe, don't be afraid, believe. So he's constantly saying, belief is instant. Now, don't get me wrong. When we think of our worldly systems, our worldly structures, and our worldly order that we were trained in, they teach us that belief comes through repetition. It comes through experience. When you experience something, you automatically believe that something. I've always had issues with my stomach from Xander's age. Always had issues. Doctor had no idea what was going on, and they never could. I've been on nothing but milk. I've been on nothing but boiled food. I've been on nothing. I couldn't eat eggs. I couldn't drink this. I couldn't drink. I mean, they tried everything, but nothing ever worked. So as I got older, because of what I had experienced, watch this, I started believing I have issues with my stomach. Then I went to a camp meeting one night. Man of God came out and he said 2 words, divine health. And something exploded in me and I said, I got that. I got that. And I stopped believing. Every time something would happen with my stomach, I said, no, 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 no. I walk in divine health. I walk in divine healing. The Bible says God's my healer. Jesus' stripes healed me. I was healed and I am healed. Therefore, I have no issue. I just start confessing. I start saying and saying and saying and saying. Sooner or later, I woke up one morning and realized I hadn't had an issue with my stomach in years. I said, there's got to be something to this divine health thing. And it is just that, how do you, okay. You cannot deny what's in your DNA. Let's say it that way, okay. You cannot deny what's in your DNA. Anytime we go to the doctor, first thing they want to do, they want to draw your blood, they want to test your blood, and the blood going to tell you everything that's wrong. Okay, but is it true? What happens when you get a negative report? And they come back and they retest it and say, something was wrong. The test didn't come out right. The test was it was messed up. Or I've had this happen before. We got your samples mixed up with somebody else. Well, when I was in Grambling, there's a guy from Shreveport, name spelled identically to mine, has no middle name. One number different in his social security number. Grambling got us mixed up all the time. I would have to go, hey, y'all gave me too much money. This ain't my money. But you are. I say I am, but what about the other one? Check the social security number. Read it number by number, because you missed that one number, you're going to get us mixed up. She said, oh my God. I say, y'all might want to put a A, B, or some kind of distinction between us. They were amazed that I brought the money back. I understood that if I spend this dude's money, he going to be in trouble. So I did the right thing, but I cannot deny what's in my DNA. You can't deny what's in your DNA. So your belief switch, it comes in the automatic on position. Now here's what you have to understand. What was the purpose of God putting in your DNA switch that belief in the on position? Why were you born with it in the on position? Your understanding wasn't born in the on position. Your seeing wasn't born in the on position, but your belief system automatically came in the on position. You have to think about that. Why was it in the on position? And here's why I believe. Now you got to figure it out on your own, but this is what I believe. I believe it was in the on position because God wanted us to be so in tune to his plan for our life that no matter what he said, whether we understood it or not, we accepted it and we believed it. Now, think about this. Where would your life be right now? I want you to seriously think. Where would you be right now? If from day one, your relationship with God was perfect. You believed everything he said, no matter what the world taught you, no matter what you saw, no matter what your experiences were, everything God said that contradicted your experience and contradicted the world system, structure, and order. You believed it. Where would you be right now? Think about that. Seriously, think about that. I promise you that there would be some struggles, some issues, some circumstances, some situations in your life you never would have had to deal with. You never would have had to deal with. There would have been, watch this, there would have been mistakes you made that you never would have made. Now, some mistakes are designed for you to make them. But there are some mistakes, your words did that. Your words did that. What you believe, what they told you, created that. Our belief, okay. God, Holy Spirit, how did that come? Why did you say that yesterday? How did you say that? Right? Yes. Okay, here it is. Our faith is activated by our belief. And when we're operating in love, that's how our faith is activated. Our words become the containers of our belief. So Jesus makes this statement. He says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever's in your heart, that's what you truly believe. And because that's what you truly believe, that's what you end up saying. And because you say it, now our words become the containers of our belief that transports everything to the manufacturing plant to be produced. So we sit back and we say, watch this, we say stuff that we never really think about what we're saying. It just comes out. My little, I can't call her my little sister no more because she's about as old as I am. My youngest sister, she got it bad, boy. She say the first thing come to her mind. And I had to, don't say that. Dwayne, leave me alone. Don't say that. And then she want to know why all this stuff happening. I say, because you said it. Here's the key. Here's the key. Let's go back to what Jesus said. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. In another place, he says, you really want to know where your heart is? Where your treasure's at? That's where your heart is. What is it you treasure more? Because what you treasure ends up being what you believe. What you believe ends up being what you say. I'm a strange individual. Y'all know that by now. Y'all know sometime y'all have to wonder, did he ride the short bus? Was he a sped student? I know. Did he get dropped on his head a couple of times? But I'm a strange individual, so I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to get comfortable in that, but I'm okay in that. But you have to wonder, if my containers are my words that transports my belief to my manufacturing plant, then what's really in my heart? That's the question, and I believe that's the hardest answer for people to come up with. What's really in your heart? Oh, okay. Here's my strangeness. Everybody say, when you got married. Okay, thank you. When I got married, I had this strange belief. 93, July 31st. See, keep it to yourself. I remember. I had this real strange belief because my wife was like, do you love me? I say, I can tell you I love you all day, but that don't mean anything. Love ain't nothing but a word. It's what I do. It's in my action, not what I say. I had that belief, and I think we went through the first 3 years of our marriage, and I never said I love you. Not by words. But she said, I know because of what you do. Now y'all gonna think I'm crazy. She used to try to get me, the first year we got married, she said, You ain't gonna open the door for me? I said, no, I can't do nothing. I ain't gonna keep up. You know how to open the door. But here was the thing. Those things that mattered, that truly, truly mattered, and that was seriously important, I took care of. I didn't even know I was doing it. I did it, it was like automatic. It was something in me that said, okay, you need to take her car. You need to go get oil changed in her car. You need to go get the tires rotated. You need to go get because she's going to Florida. This was before we ever started, before we got married. I couldn't understand for nothing why you doing this stuff? I would get up and God would say, okay, I need you to go do this. Do this. And then do this. And then do this. Now, when she went away, I made her mad because I was eating steak, scalloped potatoes. I was eating good. I never cooked while she was around. And the older I got and the more we grew, a switch flipped. And the switch flipped and said, okay, what you believed in the beginning of your marriage is true, but the words still matter. And now I was real confused. And I ran across Proverbs. There's power in the tongue. I'm satisfied by the words of my mouth. My mouth will say what's in my heart. And then I'm like, okay, so it brought me right back to, I always come back to this question. How do I really know what's in my heart? So let me ask you this. Do you really know what you believe? Do you really know? Here's the key. Here's the key. Okay, here's the key. You really want to know what you believe? Start paying attention to what you say. Because everything you say, it's in your heart. You can't say anything that's not in your heart. And whatever is in your heart, not your head, because watch this, okay, watch this. How many of you have had a thought but never voiced it? You can think something all day and never say a word. You can think it 150 million times in a year, but never say it because it ain't in your heart. But then you get mad and something come out your mouth. Guess what? It's always been there. It's always been there. It's always been there. You know, the kids at school will say, Mr. Hill, I ain't mean to say that it slipped. Yeah, you did. Ain't no such thing as it slipped. That's why I like Donald. Donald seriously, he thinks about what he's going to say before he ever says it. Because he said, this is what he told me. Tell me if I'm wrong. He said, once it comes out, I can't take it back. It's out there. I can go and I can apologize. I can try and clean it up. But what I said is still out there. Am I wrong? I've never seen a picture like that. I can't think of a better way to say that. Our words are just that powerful. Now here's the thing. Okay, God, I see what you did. If our words are just that powerful, if they are just that important, then why should they not be connected to our belief? I learned this in the military. The president has 3 phones in the Oval Office. He has 3 phones. I believe he has 4 because I believe the CIA has a phone that nobody else could use but the CIA. But the military taught us there's 3 phones in the Oval Office. He has a common phone. He has a phone that's directly connected to Congress. And he has a phone connected to the Pentagon. That if anything was to happen, he automatically picks up the phone and it automatically connects him to the general of the army. And he sends everybody into motion. And it makes you think, if the president of the U.S. has that kind of connection, imagine your words connected like that to your belief system. I'm tired of being broke. So stop saying you broke. What should you say? I got more than enough. I do not operate in insufficiency. I am sufficient in every area of my life. Okay, all right. Pastor sent out a video Thursday morning. And I listened to this video and I'm saying, uh-oh. And I heard in the video, Miles Monroe makes a statement. He says, think about this. When you wake up in the morning and you say you're tired before your feet hit the floor, when your feet hit the floor, guess what? Everything in you says you're tired. And I thought, so if I get up in the morning and say, I'm energized for the day, will I become like Xander? Will I become the Energizer Bunny? And I'm thinking, because our words are so connected to our belief, what's in our heart? Are we truly operating and living by what we believe, or are we just misusing our words? I hope it ain't in your study. I can't even demonstrate it. Our words are so connected to our belief that when we cut those words off, we literally turn that belief switch off. Help me, Holy Spirit, with this example. Help me. Okay, think about this. Okay, that'll be a good one. Think about a drug addict. Think about an alcoholic. Well, a drug addict says, I gotta have. And he becomes addicted to the point that everything in his life drives him to that drug or whatever that addiction is. But when he says, enough is enough, I don't want it anymore, and the switch goes off, nothing drives in that direction anymore. Nothing really drives in that direction. Okay, we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this real quick. Okay, let's go there. Turn to Mark 5. Mark 5:36. Mark 5:36. Here's what Mark 5:36 says. This is Jairus' story. This is where I think the woman with the issue of blood was real rude. She didn't care about Jairus. She didn't care about nobody else but that. This is a perfect picture of selfishness. Jairus was talking to Jesus about his daughter, how sick she was and she was dying, but this woman just comes up and says, what you talking about ain't important right now. I need Jesus and I need healing. To the point, she didn't even say, excuse me. She just got down on her hands and knees and said, if I can touch the hem of his garment, I'll be healed. The touch of Jesus' garment interrupted the entire conversation with Jairus. And this is what, and so Jairus is there telling Jesus, listen, my daughter's at home dying on her deathbed, and I don't need you to come. Watch this. I'm going to teach this, but not today. He makes this powerful statement. He said, I don't need you to come to the house. All I need you to do is just say it. Just speak the words, and she'll be healed. And then everybody, all of the master servant, I like to call it that way. The master servant of the house comes running. He's been running for a couple of days, a week, or whatever. And he gets to Jairus and says, listen, leave the master alone because she's dead. And there's nothing you can do. This is what Jesus says. As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he said to the ruler of the synagogue, do not be afraid. Only believe. Now watch this. I as many times, I promise you, this is in, I promise you, Mark 5:36, Mark 9, and I can't think of it right now. But all of that is in my faith library. But I never saw this before. It says, as soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken. Why would Jesus immediately say after the word was spoken, listen, Jairus, don't be afraid, only believe? Because when things are spoken, those words that are spoken, they cause our belief system to start to vibrate. And here's why it vibrates. It causes our belief system to vibrate because it's going to do, our belief system is saying this. Somebody said something. Is it true? Is it the word of God? So our belief system starts to tremble, waiting for us to say we're going to flip the switch on or we're going to flip it off. So the words that we hear, write this down and remember this. Write this down and remember this. There are three ways that your belief system is contaminated, strengthened, or destroyed. There are three ways that your belief system is contaminated, strengthened, or destroyed. Here are the three ways. You ready? Now this is going to mess some of y'all up. It's going to mess with some of y'all. I promise you, it's going to mess with some of y'all. Way number one, what you see. What you see. What you see is either going to strengthen your belief, destroy your belief, or mess you all the way up. I used to, Mama might remember, they used to call the TV in church, they used to call it the devil's tube. Because the stuff you saw on that TV wasn't always good for you. Now it doesn't matter because ain't nothing on there good for you. It used to be, at least I could watch the cartoons. Now the cartoons are contaminated. So what I see begins to affect my belief. Why? Because what I see begins to paint pictures on my imagination. The pictures that are painted on my imagination ends up begin to creating thoughts. And now those thoughts begin to create words. So what I see affects my belief. Okay, now watch this. What I hear, what goes into my hearing. I don't know if I ever said this here, but there's a series I have that I say, I make this statement. Your ears are not a trash can, which means you can't listen to everything. You can't let people come and dump everything on you. Because when you allow people to come and just dump everything on you, it's going to affect your belief system. Because the words, watch this, the words that they speak will call your belief system to start doing this. Okay, are you going to take that? Are you going to agree with that? And here's the thing. The moment you agree with what somebody says, no matter how wrong it is, it becomes a belief of yours. So number one, what we see. Number two, what we hear. Here's the third one. Jesus makes a statement. It's not what goes in a man that defiles him, but what comes out of him. So it's your mouth. Your mouth contaminates, destroys, or strengthens your belief system. How, Pastor? How does my mouth do this? Okay, watch this. We are in what they will call flu season. We're in what they would call flu season. Now, why way before flu season come, they start talking about getting your flu shot. And the more you hear it, you get people around. The teacher directly across from me, every single day, he says something's wrong. My daughter got this. My wife got this. My other daughter got this. And I sit there and I'm like, I'm so glad I know how to respond. That ain't happening to me. Ain't accepted. Don't receive that. Watch this. Can I say it this time, God, for clarity? Okay. When we went back to school after the lockdown, every single day he talked about COVID. I got food poisoning. So I was out for 3 days. I come back, he say, so you finally caught COVID, huh? I said, no. I don't catch nothing. I had food poisoning, like I said. I ate some bad fish or something. He said, okay. It was hard for him to accept that everybody on the campus has come down with this but me. Why? Because I simply refused to say what everybody else was saying. Everybody else was going around hollering about this and that and that and this. I started noticing what was coming out of my mouth. I don't operate in fear. I'm the healed of God. I walk in divine health. Any disease trying to attach itself to me, that's fine. It's going to die when it touches me. I start talking seriously crazy. And I start paying attention, and I'm like, what is this? I went to Walmart, and I ran across my sister-in-law in Walmart, and she said, boy, go put your mask on. I say, for what? You better go get that mask. I said, for what? Because it's a mandate. I don't care about no mandate. I can't breathe in that thing. Boy, go get your, she pulled the mask out of her pocket and gave it to me. I say, because it's you. I put the doggone mask on. But don't think, as soon as she walked away, I took it off. I didn't need one. Why would I need something that I'm already protected from? Okay. Watch this. All right, watch this. Her word said, get your mask on. I mean, she was adamant. She ain't never talked to me like that before. I thought I was talking to my mama. Her words were adamant, and she was sincere about it. She was sincere about it because she cared about me. Because she was a nurse, watch this, because of her experience as a nurse, she has seen what it has done to people. She was even caught up in the quarantine at the hospital. She went to work one day and the CDC locked it down. Said can't nobody come in, can't nobody leave. Because they said it was just that bad. So she was there 5 days. Her words, what would have happened if I would have took them words? What would have happened to me if I would have immediately responded and agreed to what she said? Now, let me help you out. Sometimes, everybody say sometimes, which means not always. There are those moments that it's best to agree with that person you're talking to, because that person you're talking to ain't gonna shut up. And I need the words to stop. Watch how I do this without agreeing. There is a way to do it without agreeing. Put a smile on your face and stop talking. Put a smile on your face and stop talking. What happens when you put a smile on your face and stop talking? They stop talking. The word stop. But the whole time they're talking, watch, this is what your thinking should be. Not here, not me. Unacceptable. Don't receive. 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 I'm standing here, smile on my face, not saying a word, listen to everything you said, but my mind is saying, unacceptable. Don't receive. Not me. And people think I'm crazy for that. But I'm not crazy for that. I'm operating in my belief system. See, here's what we do. Here's what we do. I'm helping you out. Jesus says, when he heard the word that was spoken, what was the first thing that came? Fear. Most words that we hear people speak are filled with fear. It produces fear, not faith, not strength, not accomplishment. It produces that thing that says, oh God, here we go again. Or, I did this and didn't even know I was operating in faith. I did it because me and my brother was at each other and everybody kept telling me what I couldn't do. So I got host to this thing that said, I'm going to do it just because you said I couldn't do it. Didn't want to do it, but because you said I couldn't, I'm going to show you I can. I'm still operating in this combative mode of, I don't care what you believe, I ain't got to believe what you believe. But I begin to understand there's something I had to say. I can think about what I want, what I need all day long. It does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. Even though the Bible, watch this, even though the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is that man. But here's the part we don't mention when we quote that verse. It literally means, as a man thinks and talks, he becomes. So my thoughts produce my words that make me who I am. Or my thoughts produce my words that create my circumstances, my situation. All right, here we go. If I want my situation to change, what do? Change my words. If I want my circumstances to change, what do? Change my words. Do I change my words based on what I see? Do I change my words based on what I hear? No. I change my words based on, watch this, watch this. I change my words based on what my covenant with God says. And I learned this a long time ago. If I don't know everything God's word says about me and his covenant, I got one word, that word will cover everything. For me, it was all things work for the good of those that love God. All things work for the good of those that love God. All things. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. So when I wanted things to change, it was all things work for the good of those that love God. And I love God. So this has got to work for my good. And things started working for my good. Then I began to understand, wait a minute. I ain't really got to accept you. Then I stopped accepting stuff. When I teach on healing, you're going to hear this again, and there's an illustration that comes with this that it helps people really get it. You're going to hear me make this statement. If the mailman brought arsenic to your front door, would you sign for it? If they brought cyanide to your front door, would you sign for it? Because if you sign for it, it says what? I receive it. Now let's bring that into today's situation. Today when we shop Amazon, because everybody's shopping Amazon at some point, sometime, everybody. Amazon don't knock on the door no more to get you to sign. They just leave the package at the door and they sign for you. How do you know what's in the package? So what I do is I look at the package before I ever pick the package up. I read what's on it. And here's what I say. This is what I ordered. And I'll pick the package up. What happens if what I ordered not in the package? I don't know because it has never happened. We get packages from somebody else. We've gotten packages from the golf course. We got packages from somebody that lives 10 minutes away from Halton High School. How they get it in my address, I don't know. But we fail. Here's the point. We fail to pay attention to the package. Because this flu season, we fail to pay attention to the package when it comes. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Jesus makes a powerful statement. Then I got to do this. Jesus makes a powerful statement. He says, in this life, you're going to have three things. You're going to have tribulation, you're going to have persecution, and you're going to have trouble. You're going to have, go ahead and wrap your mind around it. You're going to have trouble, tribulation, persecution. There's no way around it. Which means somebody's going to lie on you. Somebody's going to hurt you. Somebody's going to steal from you. Somebody's going to do something to you. If I wrap my mind around the fact that these three things are going to happen in my life, but Jesus says, I am already more than a conqueror. That means they cannot take me out. So I have to learn how to take trouble, persecution, tribulation, and make it work for my good. See, we're not designed to fall apart when bad things come. We're designed to be like the eagle. They say when the eagle flies through the storm, not above the storm, because he's just that strong. We have to determine that I still win. Even when it looks like I've lost, I won. And I've come to the point in my life where I don't lose anything. I always win. I've never been fired, but doors closed on me. I had one person say, this is yours. I went to an interview. He says, I don't really need to interview anybody else. This is yours. This is yours. It's yours. Do all the paperwork, but when the time comes, can't give it to you. I did not fall apart. I did want to know why, but I didn't ask them why. I said, God, why did that just happen? This was the reply. That's not where I told you to go. I told you, you have to go where I send you. So just because a door closes does not mean you have failed. It means you have won. What have you won? I'm going where God needs me. And watch this. When you get in the place where God needs you and God has called you to, that is a place of perfect peace. And you ain't got to say nothing to nobody. People watch you and their lives are changed and affected because you're there. It's what we believe that is, oh God. It's what we believe that is important when we speak. Now, I am going to challenge everybody in the building, including me, to do like Donald. Think about what you say before you say it. Think about it. Think about it hard. For those of you, I ain't looking at nobody, my eyes are closed. For those of you that like to have the last word, think about what you're going to say. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Because you might just say something you don't really mean. And when it happens, you don't ask the question, why is this happening? I cannot have it if I cannot say it. And if I say it,